The video that you're about to watch is an excerpt from a live webinar. If you enjoy the contents of this video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching. She says she feels like the unrelaxed state or this hypervigilant state is coming from a feeling as if she's responsible for the whole world. Yeah, how many people have had that experience? We kind of face this paradox in a way. There's this paradox because yeah, oh, look, lots of hands go up. Lots and lots of hands go up. Because look, okay, the world is going through this transition. There's a lot of challenges right now. It's a very delicate time. And we have, in a sense, it looks like we have two choices. One choice is to say, well, none of it's my fault. It's all somebody else's fault. And what you get to, if you take that choice, if you take that particular angle to its extreme, you come back to, well, it's God's fault. That's what you come back to because God's running the whole show, right? And so then you have to say, well, all this suffering and all this absolutely horrible situation, I don't have to name instances. It's enough. What we've been through, you guys, for the last 4 years, right? 3, 4 years, 2, 3, 4 years. My goodness. But that, what does that do? That creates separation with God, doesn't it? Oh, it's God's fault. Well, I'm not going there. I'm not joining myself up with that mess, right? So that obviously, just logically, we can't do that. You can't say, oh, it's somebody else's fault, and ultimately come to, oh, it's God's fault, because that actually gives rise to separation, right? That creates those schisms in the cultural divide that we're experiencing in the West is born of that. Oh, well, it's the right's fault. Oh, well, it's the left's fault. Right? No, that's how you get that casting the guard from his guard post onto earth to become the worst demon that ever lived, right? That kind of perpetuates that. Okay, so that's not going to work. So the other side of the picture is, well, then it's my fault. I'm responsible. I step up. I will take responsibility for what's happening. But the problem with that, there's a problem with that too. The problem with that is that as individuals living in a human body, living in our individual environment, we only have a certain amount of autonomy or agency over the way things show up, right? Because how do I, Dorothy, over here in Arizona, stop a particular bomb dropping in Ukraine and killing somebody? I don't have that much agency as an individual, at least not physically. I can't, it would be crazy for me to board a plane and go fly to Ukraine and try to be boots on the ground stopping the war. I mean, some Americans tried that in the beginning, and boy, that didn't go well. So that also presents a problem. But I bet some of you guys have some ideas of some solutions. In fact, let's see if we've got people coming in on the questions and answers. One of them is, we can combine our intentions to work from the highest level of nature's intelligence, to do collective work, which is basically what we do in these webinars and other of the programs that I offer. And I'm sure other people are doing that too. So, find the group that you like best and join in. So that's one way. The other way is to realize that each of us is not merely an individual sort of residing in the little physical body, but we are the divine residing as an individual. And as such, who and what each of us is more of a spectrum of totality, from the point of the individual all the way out to the fullness and wholeness of the divine, of absolute being. So yes, from the individual perspective, I can keep my room clean, right? I can do the dishes, I can tidy up the yard, whatever. But from my collective level, there's a lot I can do. There's a lot we can do at the collective level, and that involves bringing awareness down. Remember the pink diagram again, bringing it down to that deep level where the laws of nature reside, right? Where the fundamentals and the richas are there, and start leveraging and harnessing those, activate them, activate the presence or the darshan of the principles that can make a difference with our awareness. feels to me like what we need is to collectively bring our awareness to this point that has been one of the fundamental points of today's session, that when issues, challenges, problems, illnesses crop up, or even when they are seen as they are now, seen under the surface as this like awful tension that exists in the collective field between the right and left, and all the, we can give all kinds of isms, all kinds of names. One of our ladies sent in with a question about isms. You know, capitalism and patriotism and socialism and communism and all the isms. That the love that unites us is deeper than all of them. And the love that unites us is deeper than all of the individual perspectives on all the little facts and figures that are out there. And the love creates a safe space for us as a collective to offer a suggestion that the guard at the door needs to go in for some guard training. He needs some guard training that involves his own opportunity to sit at the feet of the divine and to redefine himself in terms of being a force of nature that has the ability to function heuristically, to discern so well what the laws of nature are at any given moment that it's extremely clear what one's inner truth is, and it's extremely clear what action steps need to be taken there. It's a download. It comes in the form of richas, right? Impulses of intelligence from the source of creation. And it comes through, it filters through the sweetness within each of us, and it goes out to the collective field. It helps us to restructure and to take our healing that we did for the guard at the door another step further. And it allows that same healing to show up in our world in a way that it can integrate at the collective level. The Schumann resonance hums with it. The resonance that embraces our earth hums with that download. And on some level, everybody's body hears it. Everybody's body feels it. Everybody's body knows deep inside that truth triumphs in the end. And it's really all about stabilizing truth and knowing oneself, knowing the truth of one's essential nature better. It's really beautiful. You guys are doing it. I'm doing nothing. I feel like I'm stepping back, and it's like this phenomenal tidal wave of truth. Phenomenal. Ooh, beautiful, colorful, aesthetics, web of life, activating in the web of life. I'm just calling what you guys are doing at this point. Activating the web of life. Certain threads in the web of life. Certain key threads when they wake up with the darshan, or the presence of that truthing. It wakes up the whole fabric. And a reply comes. And this is really what darshan is about. Darshan is about a kind of self-interacting loops of awareness, moving so that you give something and also something is returned. And from the collective, such grace, such love and appreciation, like potent gratitude. So potent. The guard at the door knows it can blow out the circuits. So instead of letting the circuits blow out, we take it back to its fine, very, very fine. Give it back to the absolute. Let the source of creation deal with all that gratitude and love, appreciation. The source of creation can do it. It can handle anything. And we just take whatever tiny, tiny, tiny little droplet is most appropriate, what little tiny droplet is most nourishing for our physiologies at this time. Our bodies are evolving, and as they evolve through this type of folding of consciousness, we become healthier. It's very sweet. The hearts are just flowing and flowing. I feel like that wave that went out and then was returned with all the gratitude. Now it's going again and again, another one and another one returns and another, and it's going faster and faster and faster to infinite, infinite, infinite fast until it just becomes like, it becomes, that's how it integrates at the collective level of our world. It goes back and forth until it goes back and forth infinitely fast. And then it's sort of like adopted collectively. I think at one point I was talking about the difference between personal knowledge, private knowledge, and public knowledge, right? And the truth needs to become public knowledge, essentially. That's what we need to do. That is how we avoid World War III. That is how we avoid, another pandemic. That is how we avoid all the different types of issues that could crop up as manifestations of the dissonance that's sitting in the collective consciousness at this time that's needing to heal. So we're healing that dissonance in the collective consciousness. And as we do that, it allows the whole structure, the infrastructure, to become more stable, less vulnerable. You guys are so beautiful. That was amazing.